In each of the last 2 weeks, we have done videos looking at a handful of players who are perhaps punching below their weight in terms of their club sides. I think I'm right in saying that this is the first time we've ever done a part 3 of a video, so it seems to be a popular topic. Make sure to check out parts 1 and 2 if you haven't already, and for those of you who haven't, I'd like to make a quick disclaimer that I don't mean any disrespect to the clubs involved, many of whom are fantastic teams. I'd love to see star players stick with the teams that they made their names with, but 99 times out of 100, that just isn't the reality of modern football. Okay, here are our 7 footballers who are too good for their clubs. Part 3. Nicolas Pepe, Lille. From Eden Hazard to Dimitri Payet and Gervinho, Lille have had some very good attacking and wide players in recent times. Nicolas Pepe looks to be the next in that line, and he is on fire this season. The Ivorian has scored 8 goals and made 5 assists in 14 appearances, making him the 3rd most productive player in Ligue 1 in the final third, behind only Neymar and Kylian Mbappe. A right winger who can also play as a striker, Pepe is quick, agile, and never afraid to try his luck on goal. The result has been plenty of goals from the right flank, with 21 goals from 49 league games for Lille, including his better than 1-2 record so far this season. Lille currently find themselves 4th in Ligue 1, 16 points behind league leaders PSG. Just as the club failed to hang on to the likes of Payet and Hazard, we think they'll have a hard time retaining the services of Pepe, who is only 23 years of age. Arsenal are the club who have been linked most strongly, especially following Pepe's great start to the season and a long-term injury to Danny Welbeck, with potential valuations ranging from £27 million to £43 million. IAGO ASPAS, CELTA VIGO. We have made a part habit, part rule of not including aging players like Wayne Rooney or Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who do stand out as being head and shoulders above their teammates, barring the swan songs of their careers, in these videos. We had 1 or 2 doubts about including IAGO ASPAS then, since the Spaniard is 31 now. He has been something of a late bloomer though, and since he's currently playing the best football of his career, one could hardly accuse him of being on the wane. ASPAS has spent the vast majority of his career playing for CELTA VIGO, barring a couple of brief stints with Liverpool and Sevilla. His time with Liverpool was particularly forgettable, managing no goals from 14 Premier League appearances. A little like Suso at AC Milan though, Liverpool fans have had to look on and wonder if it's the same player that they saw at Anfield right now. Since returning to CELTA VIGO in 2015, ASPAS has scored 75 goals in 136 games, as well as scoring 6 goals from 17 caps for Spain. His last 2 seasons have been the best of his career, and the 2018-19 season is on course to top both of them, since ASPAS has scored 8 goals from 10 games right now. A versatile and intelligent footballer with good technique, ASPAS' age will no doubt put off a few suitors, but he was linked with both Atletico and Real Madrid in the summer, and we don't think that there can be too many doubts that he is too good for La Liga's 15th place side right now. FEDERICO CHIESA, Fiorentina. Capped 11 times by Italy already and aged only 21, Federico Chiesa is an exciting prospect. Like Lille, Fiorentina have had an impressive conveyor belt of young talent over the years, and Chiesa could be the most impressive for a while. Born in Genoa, he joined Fiorentina at the age of 10, breaking into the first team in 2016. He is quick and hard-working, but also really smart with his movement and excellent on the ball. There's still a rawness to Chiesa's game, as you'd expect from a 21-year-old, and he can certainly improve his attacking output, but there's a gem of a player in there, and we think he's only going to keep improving. Fiorentina are a very decent outfit, and they finished 8th in each of the last 2 seasons, and currently find themselves in 10th. We don't think it would do Chiesa any harm to stick around in Florence for another season or 2, where he is guaranteed first-team football. But there will come a time, and you could argue that that time has already arrived, in which he is too good for the Serie A side. TIMO Horn, KOLN. The second Cologne player to feature in this string of videos, and we won't mention the player who featured in part 2, for those of you who haven't yet watched the video, the recently relegated German outfit have a few players seemingly too good for the second tier. TIMO Horn is a man who must surely fall into that bracket. Although not yet capped by the full German national team, he represented Germany at just about every youth level, as well as winning silver at the 2016 Olympics for his country. Horn is an instinctive goalkeeper with smart reflexes, and he has twice been named as Cologne's Player of the Year. The Bundesliga regulars suffered their second relegation in 6 years last season, finishing in last place in the division. They are firmly in the hunt for an immediate return to the top flight right now, battling it out at the top of the table with Hamburg, but even if they regained their Bundesliga status for next season, one can make a good case for one still being a level above. The 25-year-old reportedly turned down the chance to sign for Liverpool in the summer of 2017, and he was linked with Arsenal before Unai Emery signed Bernd Leno in the summer just gone. Giuliano, AL-NASSR. There are a handful of familiar faces playing in the Gulf states right now, such as Xavi, Wesley Sneijder and Johan Cabaye. What first attracted so many talented players to the oil-rich Middle Eastern nations, one can only speculate. But there are a crop of talented players, particularly in Saudi Arabia and Qatar at the moment. The only one who makes our list though, partly by virtue of his age, is 28-year-old attacking midfielder Giuliano. The best player in the Middle East right now, the Brazilian international has won 14 caps for his country in a highly competitive position. We've talked about Giuliano on the channel before, but we'll talk a little bit about his talents anyway, since his career path, which has taken him from Brazil to the Ukraine, Russia, Turkey, and now Saudi Arabia, will mean a number of people will have seen little to no footage of him playing. He is a hard-working and versatile operator, an excellent passer of the ball, and an expert arriving into the box at just the right moment. That knack has made him rather prolific, bagging 17 goals in 42 games for Zenit St. Petersburg and 16 in 37 for Fenerbahce. He was the Europa League's top scorer in the 2016-17 season, but signed for Saudi professional league outfit Al-NASSR in the summer for just over €10 million. He has scored 4 goals in 10 games since making the move, and we think he's playing at a level notably inferior to his own talents as a player. Andrea Belotti, Torino. A player who has been suggested in the comments in both parts 1 and 2 of this video, Andrea Belotti was in my original shortlist, but I'd overlooked him until now. One reason for that was his not overwhelmingly impressive output last season, but the primary one was because he previously featured in a video we did on 7 players who deserve moves last summer. He didn't get one, and he's now in his 4th season with Torino, where he has scored 59 goals in 122 games. That's a very impressive record, boosted largely by his exceptional 2016-17 campaign. Although the 24-year-old hasn't quite hit those heights since, he has scored 6 goals in 12 games so far this season. Belotti isn't the most gifted footballer, but he is physically very good, he has a good eye for a chance, and his finishing rarely lets him down. Much like Fiorentina, Torino are a club that we admire a lot, and they are the 6th most successful club in the history of Italian football. However, also like Fiorentina, they are a mid-table outfit these days. Belotti has previously been linked with Manchester United, AC Milan and Napoli, but Torino's €100 million valuation seemed to have been enough of a deterrent. Given we are now in the era of player power though, and clubs know from the season before last just what the Italian international is capable of, a 20+ goal haul this season could be enough for Belotti to secure a move in the summer. The honourable mentions. I'm not sure if this is getting a bit daft now, but since these videos seem to go down well and I quite enjoy putting them together, I'm going to leave open the possibility of a part 4 here. As always, let us know if that's something you'd be keen on, or whether you're all sick to your back teeth of it by now, in the comments. But yeah, there's no honourable mentions again, despite the fact that we have a lot of players who could have featured, and if the demand is there and this video hits 100,000 views, a part 4 will be coming to a laptop or phone near you soon. Krzysztof Piątek, Genoa. Unsurprisingly, there has been a lot of forwards between parts 1, 2 and 3 in this series, whilst there have been a number of Italian-based players in this particular segment. Our final inclusion today is Krzysztof Piątek, a man who meets both of those criteria. Linked with everyone from Barcelona to Chelsea and Liverpool, Piątek may just be the hottest property in Europe right now. Having scored prolifically for Cracovia in Poland, Genoa took a chance on the youngster for €4 million in the summer. It speaks volumes about both the insanity of the modern game and the brilliance of Piatek so far this season that if the club fancied cashing in on him in January, they would most likely get 10 times what they paid for him just 6 months on. He is the top scorer in Serie A as we speak, and the man trailing him with 9 goals is a certain Cristiano Ronaldo. His start to life in Italy has been nothing short of extraordinary, from becoming the first player since Andrei Shevchenko to score 5 goals in his first 4 Serie A appearances, to becoming the first since Gabriel Batistuta to score in each of his first 7 Serie A games. That's some company he's keeping, and right now the Polish international sits on 10 goals from 13 games in the league and 14 goals from 14 appearances in all competitions. He recently won his first 2 caps for the Polish national team, aged 23, and scored his first international goal in a Nations League tie against Portugal. The majority of Piatek's goals for Genoa have been headers or poacher-like finishes from balls into the box, but he's also shown that he is capable of picking out the corners with sharp shooting from range. His all-round game may not be as complete, nor his style as elegant, but there are suggestions that in terms of goal scoring at least, Poland may just have their future replacement for Robert Lewandowski already lined up. As for Genoa, they are in 14th place in Serie A right now, 22 points behind league leaders Juventus, and only 4 points above Bologna in the relegation zone. Promoted from Serie B in 2015, they have finished 14th, 15th, and 15th again in the last 3 seasons, so it's hard to see them hanging on to Piatek for more than a season or 2 if he can maintain anything like his current rate of goal scoring. So that's it for hour 7. Thanks for watching, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications for more from us if you enjoyed the video, and you can now also follow us on Twitter for more ramblings from me. Our username is simply @HITC Sevens.